night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the Truth Conductor Show. Man, I just thought I'd come in here and flow on Sunday night, see what's on your mind. Let's talk about what's on your mind. As you can see, we got a lot of war activity going on. This thing with Israel, man, can only get ugly. It ain't gonna get no better. It can only get ugly. And it seems like America is gonna get involved even when they wrong. And that's gonna put us all at risk. But the only thing that you can do right now, man, is pray. You know, that this thing don't get out of hand. Because if it does, a lot of your sons and grandsons are gonna be the ones sent off to war. You know, and here's a good example. Netanyahu's son is sitting down there in Miami. He ain't in Israel fighting. He's sitting down in Miami, chilling. But look at all of the other young men that are being killed and maimed in war. And his son is out of harm's way. You see, and unless you got some money, your son or grandson is gonna be in harm's way if we go to war. It's just that simple. And that ain't no joke either. See, a lot of y'all sitting back, you ain't thinking about that. That if we go to war, one of my son and my grandson is gonna be drafted. Because if we go to war, they're opening back up the draft. You think America is gonna depend on men volunteering? Man, they're gonna force them to come into the military. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna be forced to come. It's just like back in Vietnam, during the Vietnam War, when they had the draft. I mean, you had dudes that was praying that their number didn't come up. And a lot of them that got drafted got killed. It's just that simple. So, you know, ain't no profit in peace. And don't, you know, you sitting back talking about, you know, protect Israel, but see, Israel done barked up the wrong tree. See, they've been annihilating some people that ain't got no firepower, that really can't defend themselves. Now, they got somebody, and see, and I'm going to tell y'all something. See, this time, they had a warning what was going to happen. See, they were warned what's going to, the next time, ain't going to be no warning. Ain't going to be no warning. And if we fool around and keep defending Israel, we going to end up being attacked. And like I said, if we get attacked, we got to go to war. Well, who you think they're going to fight with? Your sons and your grandsons. That's who they're going to fight with. Maybe you don't care. You know, maybe that ain't important to you. But you know, it's just crazy right now, man. And we need to start talking to one another, rather than you know, fighting each other. And that's just across the board. That's across the board. We don't want to sit down and have dialogue with each other. Man, I wish I could get a bunch of white men and a bunch of black men and sit them across the table from each other and say, come on, let's talk this thing out. Okay? Whatever, however you feel, let's discuss it. Wish I could. Wish I could get some white men and some black men, some white women and some black women, and sit them across the table from each other. And say, let's talk. And when we come out of here, we're going to eat and we're going to talk. That's what we're going to do. We're going to sit down and eat and we're going to talk. You know, and let's hash out some of this stuff. See, but right now we're just talking at each other. But sit them across the table from one another. And then see how interesting that conversation would be. See, that'll be a real interesting conversation. And I would start out with the men. I would get some black men and some white men and sit them across the table. I'm talking about from all working class. And sit them across the table from each other. And let's sit down and ask a question. Okay, what do you think? What's your opinion? Break for lunch. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even break for lunch. I would have lunch delivered. So we got to sit there and break bread with each other. See, that's what I would do. I would have lunch delivered. So we got to sit there at the same table and eat with each other. And when we finish eating, let's get back to talking. See, then you'll make some headway. See, then you can stimulate change. But don't nobody want to hear ideas like that. See, they talking about a civil war, but ain't nobody talking about, man, let's sit down and talk to each other. And not only is nobody sitting down saying, let's talk to each other, people don't even want to, they scared to promote somebody that's trying to bring peace. That's how, you realize, listen, we all pay the same high prices in the grocery store and at the gas pump. Bernie, what's going on, brother? How you doing this evening, man? Thank you for joining me, Bernie. We all pay the same prices at the grocery store and the gas pump. But we can't speak to each other. We scared of each other. And all of us are being screwed with high prices. Maybe if we start talking to one another, we'll see that we got more in common than we do differences. And that's what I'm trying to get people to see. Man, we got more in common than we do differences. But because we're talking at each other and don't never want to talk to each other, we can't find out what we got in common. I mean, you know, it's amazing that some of the parents that scared of each other, hating each other, but children are having the same problem in the educational system. Let me say that again. You got parents that won't speak to each other, scared of each other, but their children are facing the same problem in the educational system. But they can't talk to one another. They scared of each other. And your children are being screwed. But you can't see that. But yet you can talk about this group or that group, or this conservative or this liberal, and still getting screwed. You know, you sitting down talking about this and that and this color and that color, and still getting screwed, both of you. Still getting screwed. And you got the nerve to talk about some, and isn't it funny? Folk always talking about what the rich is getting away with, but yet they break their neck trying to be rich. Like, Tanya, what's going on? Thank you for joining me. You notice that? You got a lot of folk, Wait a minute, somebody talking about I'm superstitious. Hold on a second. Somebody just sent a message on YouTube saying I'm super. That's um. I'm superstitious anyway. But have you noticed that? A lot of people talk about what the rich getting away with, but break their neck trying to get in that category. They want to be rich. Will sell their soul to be rich, but got the nerve to talk about what rich people getting away with. But yet, you striving to be the same thing. You see, and we got to start talking to each other. None of us are perfect, y'all. None of us are perfect. We all got some isms in our closet. You ain't going to agree with me 100% of the time, and I'm not going to agree with you 100% of the time. And here's the problem. This is the problem, and this is all over the world. Somehow, the world has gotten hate and disagreement meaning the same. Somehow we have gotten hate and disagreement to mean the same, and they don't. When I disagree with you, we still can communicate. We still can hang out. We just don't see eye to eye on whatever that issue or situation is. But when I hate you, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. In some kind of way, we done got them two words to mean the same, and they don't. And nobody's putting the conversation on the table. You know, when I'm sitting down at the White House and I'm playing national anthem, folk look at me, look at my message, and look back at me. Like they don't agree. They like my creativity, but yet they don't want to elevate me, help me be successful, so the conversation can be, listen, a sponsor for this message right here would put that conversation in every household. Why? Because people going to be paying attention to the money. What? He got how much money for doing that? Steve, what's going on, man? Thank you for joining me, brother. What? A sponsor would put this message in every household. I mean, if they come and put some serious money behind sponsoring this, and they're going to get paid. They're going to get paid because their brand will be in every... There is not a household in the world that ain't dealing with this issue right here. Let me say that again. There's not a household in the world. Steve, man, thank you for that $10, brother. Thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you for that $10, brother. I appreciate you, brother. I really do. And one day I'm going to be able to bless your socks off, man. I appreciate that $10, brother. Thank you. Thank you. And I was down to my last 10. I was down to my last $10 on my cash out. So thank you, brother. Thank you. Now you done gave me a little bit of cushion. But listen. There's... Thank you, man. Thank you, brother. I tried. And you know, it's the challenge is not to get discouraged because people don't respond to something positive. But if I get on here with some drama and some negativity, shit, I could have been out of this hotel room. If I was dividing people, if I was separating people, if I was spewing a bunch of hate and division and animosity, I could have been out of this hotel room. Because that's what people pay for. That's what people want to support, some division. They ain't trying to support unity. They don't want to support unity. They don't want to uplift unity. You know, how can I trick somebody saying, man, stop hating each other because you disagree? How am I going to deceive somebody with that message? How am I being deceitful with this message? Stop hating each other because you disagree. How is that deceitful? How is that dividing people? How is that pitting one group against the other? When I'm saying stop hating each other because you disagree. But yet, because nobody wants to support it financially, support me financially. See, I can't show these young kids, man, you come out here and be positive. Look what you can get. Look what you can do by being positive. But yet, I can come out here and do some dumb shit, some negativity, and show them all day long how to profit off being negative. But I can't show them how to profit off being positive, because people scared to support that. But yet, they'll support negativity. But something positive, what you gonna do with the money? Maybe get out of this hotel room. Maybe buy me a new van for my business, or even launch my dinnerware line. Maybe that's what I'm gonna do with the money. But you won't give me that chance. See, I've had plenty of people down in Hollywood. Well, if I give you some money, what you gonna do with it? I'm gonna help my damn self. That's what I'm gonna do with it. I'm gonna help me. What's wrong with me helping me? Offer something positive. Think about that. You got a problem with me helping myself off of a positive idea. Or maybe you don't think it's positive. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe see, and here's one of the things that I'm discovering. A lot of people don't think that you can come up with ideas of your own. That you got to have somebody behind you to come up with a positive idea. You're not supposed to be a create something on your own. And that's the myth. That's the myth I'm trying to show people, that, man, you can get out here and create something on your own. You can do it on your own. But see, when you do it on your own, you're gonna have to persevere. You're gonna have to go through some stuff. You're gonna have to endure some stuff. See, because people gonna have a problem. You know how many black folk tell me I'm clout chasing because I'm trying to build a brand? I can't help because I look like a conductor. I can't help that. But I was smart enough to come up with a brand to go along with the look that I have. If I came in here right now like this and told you I'm the truth conductor, y'all would look at me like a cow looking at a new gate. Let me say that again. If I came on here right now like this, saying I'm the truth conductor, y'all would look at me like a truth who? What is that? But see, when I put this hat on and I say I'm the truth conductor, now you see conductor. Now you actually see a conductor. You see the image of a conductor. Now, what is this truth? Like, little young boy walked up on me the other day. He said, what is your truth? I said, say what you mean what you say. He said, man, my mama tell me that all the time. I said, why don't you listen to her? When people come out, what's your truth? Say what you mean what you say. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Say what you mean, where's the lie? And you mean what you say, where's the lie? Where's the lie? If you say what you mean and mean what you say, where's the lie? There is none. Because you can walk your talk. And see, when you're dealing in truth, you can walk your talk. Because what you say is what you mean. When you walk in your truth. And right now, you got people saying one thing and behind closed doors meaning a whole different issue. Doing something totally different. They come out and present this goody two-shoes image to you and some freaks behind closed doors. Oh, let me say that again. You got some people that's coming out presenting this goody two-shoes image to you in public, and some bona fide freaks behind closed doors and think don't nobody know it. Can't nobody see it. But see, you always gonna give yourself away. And those that know what to look for, you think I'm lying? You got some men that can look at a woman and tell, man, that's a freak right there, and don't know it from Adam. So, man, that's a bona fide freak right there. They can look at her because it's something that they recognize about the characteristics of what they wear. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. If you think I'm lying. You wanna one thing that real freaky women like to wear? Leopard print. Let me say that again. And listen, I'm just going off. I ain't no expert. Ain't nobody paying me to say this, none of that. So I'm just going off my experience, my 71 years young experience. And I have experienced that when you see a woman that wear the leopard print shoes or leopard print dress or something like that, they freakish. That's been my experience. That's just been my experience. Okay? And when I see a woman in that print, and especially that like to wear that, and you deal with them, it's game on. See, every thing has habits. Everything has habits. Everything has. Let me see. What word am I looking for? I guess habits, characteristics. Everything has a characteristic, and if you know the characteristics, then you can recognize the person. Let me say that again. See, if you can recognize the characteristics, then you can recognize the person you're dealing with. And unfortunately, a lot of y'all don't pay attention to characteristics because you get caught up in the hoopla and the ha-ra and that that image that they throwing out there that they want you to see. See, that's what you be believing. He said, everybody, I don't care who you are, you're always going to put your best foot forward. You ain't going to show how you really are. You know, ask some of these ladies, man, or some of these men, until they get deep into the relationship, that's when they start finding out how people really are. Because if people showed you how they were when you first met them, you might turn you off. But see, they want to get you in it and then reveal to you who they are. Because because they done got their hooks in you, see, it's going to be harder for you to pull away. And then one of the first things they're going to, well, you've been putting up with me for this long. See, that's the first thing they're going to, well, you've been putting up with it for this long. Why you got to leave now? Because they wouldn't be truthful with you from the beginning. Because if they did, you know, let me give you an example. You know, like, you catch some men that straight up tell women, I want to sleep with you. He's being truthful. He's telling you the truth. I want to sleep with you. I want to have sex with you. And you know how many women, and that man is being truthful, you know how many women get turned off? Because that man is telling them the truth. They want him to go around Robin Hood's barn and play all these games and pretend, then they might. But if a man comes straight up with a woman and say, hey, you know, let's have some sex, most women gonna get offended. And that guy was telling them the truth. You see, but he can lie to you and deceive you and trick you and get in your pants. But if he tell you the truth, you're going to get turned off. Tell me I'm lying. I got 8 people up in here. Hey, Tanya, you up in here. I hope still. Am I lying, Tanya? Am I lying, Tanya? You in here. I hope you still in here. Am I lying? You won't hurt my feeling if you do say, yeah, truth conductor, that's a lie. You won't hurt my feeling, but tell me. And see, and that's what I'm saying, man. See, you can deceive. That's a, Tanya, am I lying? Am I telling a lie? You woman, am I telling a lie, Tanya? Just please tell me if I'm right or wrong, so that people can see. You see, and she's a woman. She's a woman. She's a woman. I'm telling you, that's the game they play. And I would rather deal with somebody that at least they honest. I ain't got to guess and wonder what the deal is. At least they're being honest. But now people get in relationships, they got to deceive in order to get what they want. They got to play games in order to get what they want. Because if they were straight up about their intentions, be it man or woman, they'd be rejected. I mean, think about it, fellas. If a woman came to you and said, I just want your money. What? I just want your money. That's all I want from you is your money. And you're going to be like, okay. No. And it ain't that kind of party. But yet, that one that go around pretending like she like you, pretending that she want to be with you, just to do what? Get your money. And then when she get tired, she'll drop you like a hot biscuit. It's just that simple. And right now, man, you can't be truthful about your intent. You cannot, in a relationship, you can't be truthful because they're gonna reject it. You got to pretend in order to get to first base now. You can't be truthful or even get to home and hit a grand slam. You got to lie, you got to deceive, you got to pretend just in order to get on first base. That's just the way it is. And see, when you truthful, see that now you something wrong with you. I don't want to do All you want to do is use me. No, I'm just telling you straight up. I want to sleep with you. Okay? Now what I got to do? Imagine you go to, hey, I want to sleep with you. Now what I got to do? What is it going to take to sleep with you? Man, that would blow your what? What kind of woman you think I am? That's why I'm asking. Imagine that. And see, and they ain't going to see, first of all, you ain't getting something for nothing. Let me say that again. Men or women, you ain't getting something for nothing. Okay? If a woman is going to get in your bed or let you in her bed, you're going to have to be fulfilling some needs outside of that bed. Let me say that again. Okay? If a woman is going to let you in her bed, you're going to be fulfilling some needs outside of that bed before you have the privilege to get in it. See, a woman, now some of these hoochies, all you got to do is blow on them and bam, their legs will fall open. But see, you don't know who you following. Because if they that easy, then 9 times out of 10, they might be carrying an STD that you can't shake. Okay? Because the easy ones, that's where all the STDs are. Let me say that again. See, it's the easy ones. That's where all the STDs are. Okay? And when some of them get burned, they get so bitter, they try to burn as many people as they can for revenge. See, y'all need to be careful about this easy sex that's coming your way from man or woman. If it's that easy and you ain't got to work for it, man, some light bulbs need to go off. Wait a minute. I ain't got to work for this. I ain't got to put in no time for this. Just because I'm a celebrity and you gonna bust it open just like that? And that don't cause no what? For real? But see, some of you men, you look at it like you got it going on and walking straight into a trap. Let me say that again. See, some of you brothers that's running across these easy women thinking they easy because they like you or the way you look. you're walking straight into a trap. That's a trap. And it could cost you your life. But you ain't thinking like that, because you thinking with your little penis and not with this right here. And see, that's the mistake a lot of men make. They think with the wrong head. See, they ain't using this. They whatever can get this hard, whatever can stimulate that, see, that's who they wanna get with. But they ain't thinking, wait a minute, how come this is so easy for me and they don't know me from Adam? And what about the next guy that come along? Because my grandmama always told me this God help him true. This is what my grandmama used to always tell me. She said, baby, there's somebody with some bigger pockets and some bigger dick than you. Don't you forget that. Oh, wait, what you say, McCullough? She said, look here, boy. There's somebody that's got more money than your ass and a bigger dick than your ass. Just how my grandmama told me. So don't be walking around here thinking you it. Because there's always somebody that's got more money and a bigger dick. I said, all right, yes, ma'am. You know, because back in the day, man, I thought I was the shit. My grandma came in and said, boy, let me tell you something. That woman can look up longer than you can look down. Don't you forget that. And I didn't even understand that. First time my grandmama told me that, she said, boy, that woman can look up longer than you can look down. And I didn't even get it. Because I thought I was the shit. And I found out oh, that's what she mean. That woman can look up longer than you can look down, fellas. You thinking you the shit, and you got it going on, and you ringing her bell, and you can get off her, and another man can get right on top of her, and she'll still be looking up, and your ass will be sound asleep. Boy, I'm just trying to keep it real with you. Okay, that's all I'm trying to do. And again, man, I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist. I'm just going off of what I have experienced in my 71 years young. That's all I'm sharing with you is the experience of my 71 years young of being out here, making mistakes. You know, done made mistakes and learned from them. Done learn from them. See, because if you don't learn from them, you're bound to repeat them. Let me say that again. See, if you don't learn from your mistakes, you're bound to repeat it again. Because you didn't get the lesson the first time. And the first time could have been a warning. And the second time is when it can destroy you. Because you didn't learn. You see? And that's what a lot of people play with. They just because they got away with it the first time could have been your warning. Don't do this. But you think you're getting away with something and you try it again and it destroy you. All right? Man, I hope I hope this helps somebody. You know, and see, and these are the kind of conversations we need to have. We really need to have these open, honest conversations without people getting offended. Without folk having, because if the shoe don't fit, don't wear it. If it don't apply to you, don't you ain't got to respond to it. But if it do apply to you, then you need to take heed and listen. That's all. Just take heed and listen. Take out what you can use. That you can't use, don't dwell on it. I got some people coming here. Why are you wearing a mask? Well, listen, if this bothers you, go somewhere else. You don't have to sit here and listen to me because you offended because I got a mask on. The people that know me know why I got this mask on. But you got to come up in here and express your opinion about something you don't like, and it ain't necessary. Just go on somewhere else for somebody else. So, and see, and that's another thing. That's another thing. Man, offense is a choice. Let me say that again. Offense is a choice. You choose to be offended. If you see something you don't like, man, just go the other way. Why you got to confront it? If it's offensive to you, go the other way. Because you have a choice. Nobody's twisting your arm to confront something, to deal with something that offends you. If it offends you, go the other way. You ain't got to get upset. You ain't got to get mad. You ain't got to disrupt your day because something offends you. I don't like that. Let me go somewhere else. Turn the channel. Go to another page. I don't want to hear that. But you got people that'll get up in here and be going back and forth with you because they'll go somewhere else. You ain't got to stay up in here if you find this offensive. Because we ain't going to agree on everything. But what we do agree on is where the foundation can be laid. That's what you can build on, what you do agree on, not what you don't agree on. And right now, you got so many people that are worried about what they don't agree with rather than trying to find the things they do agree on. Okay? And even in relationships, you ain't going to agree on everything. Man, know what your weaknesses are and know what your strengths are. That's all you got to do. A perfect example, because I can use myself as an example. My weaknesses are my wife's strengths. Her weaknesses are my strength. Just that simple. My wife's strengths are my weaknesses. What do you mean, Trugan? See, my wife is very methodical about what she do. She's very methodical. I mean, she gonna go through some shit. I ain't got that kind of patience. I'm telling you, I ain't got that kind of patience. I just don't have it. That's not my strength. To sit down and be able to methodically keep going. Very detailed. My wife, very detailed. I got to find somebody that's detailed. Because I know that ain't my strength. Okay? That ain't my strength. And see, and a lot of y'all, rather than going out here trying to get these pretty faces and fine bodies that's ultimately going to disappear, you need to be trying to find your strength. That's what you need to be when you're looking for a relationship. You need to be looking for your strength. And the only way you're going to know your strength, you got to be honest with yourself. You got to be, let me say that again. See, in order to know your strengths, you're going to have to be honest with you. You can't lie to yourself. You can't fool yourself. You can't deceive yourself. And when you see that in somebody else, then that's what should be getting your attention. When you see your strengths your weaknesses in somebody else. That's their strengths. If their strengths are your weakness, they should get your attention. Because you can complement each other. Again, I ain't no relation expert and all that no bullshit. I'm just telling you some day-to-day facts about life. Okay? And a lot of times, that's the one thing we don't consider. Whether a person have our weaknesses or our strengths. And if you're looking for a mate, look for somebody whose strengths are your weakness. And vice versa. Their weakness is your strength. You complement each other. You complement each other then. And if both of y'all got the same strengths and the same weakness, it ain't gonna work. You're gonna get on each other's nerves. That's just what's gonna happen. And that's why we got so many divorces, because so many people are too much alike. And they're marrying people just like them. And eventually, that's going to get boring. And that's why we got the divorce rate we got. Because people, they too much alike. Think about it. Somebody that was just like you, how come you still ain't in that relationship? Let me ask that shit again. Think about them relationships that you was involved with somebody who was just like you. How come you still ain't in that relationship? Why did it go bad? Damn, true conductor. I ain't never thought about it like that. How come you still ain't in it? Since y'all was so much alike. How come you still ain't in that relationship? Why didn't it work? Damn, true conductor. I ain't thought about it like that. Because you were too much alike. And after a while, Jamie, what's going on? How you doing, Jamie? Good to see you. So that's all I'm telling you. And the same thing, you know, a buddy of mine, God rest his soul, Brother Bay. And one of his favorite expressions was, I pick my friends like I pick my fruit. That's his favorite expression. I pick my friends like I pick my fruit. And if you just go in and sometimes you go to the grocery store and just opposite do attract. That's what gets along. Opposites. That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. Man, get somebody where your weaknesses are their strengths and their weaknesses are your strength. Those are opposites. But if you're gonna walk in and both of y'all got the same strengths, how come that relationship didn't work? Why it didn't last? Since you were so much alike. Why didn't it last? And see, it's always good when you first start out because you're getting to know each other. You know, and you getting caught up in that sexual energy and excitement. But shit, after a while, when that excitement wears off, and now it becomes irritating. And if you notice, people that are so much alike, after a while, they get on each other's nerves. And neither one of them can do... See, let me tell you something. And this is a man or a woman, when it comes down to you can't never do nothing right, listen to me, men and women, you in a relationship, and no matter what you do, that other person got a complaint, they got something to say about it, they looking for an out. That's what they looking for, an out. That's why they complaining. Because now they stacking up the deck. And notice, it's always something that ain't got nothing to do with the issues that, oh, that's it. See, I told you, now I'm gone, because you've been looking for this out all along. And if you involved with somebody and you can't do nothing right, you need to tell, listen, if you want to leave, leave. You don't need an excuse, leave. Since I ain't nothing I can do, everything I do, you got an issue with it. Why don't you just go on and leave? Because you're looking for an out. And that's how people gonna do. They'll keep complaining and bitching and moaning the ground. Everything you do, see, I knew I shouldn't have, I couldn't trust you to do this. Why you always got to be over there? Why you always got something going on about what you do? They looking for an out. And you might as well go on give them their pads and cut out the drama. Save yourself some headache and some time and start healing. And see, and the biggest mistake folk make is when they get out of a relationship, see, they always want to jump in another relationship to prove to the person that they broke up with what they missing. Oh, let me say that shit again, okay? See, the biggest mistake, instead of sitting your hind parts down somewhere until you can heal, you gonna get in another relationship just to show the person you broke up with what they missing. And you taking that same baggage into that relationship because you didn't sit down to try to heal and recover. Because, man, when you break up with somebody, I don't care if it was just, you're going to feel some kind of way. And most folk want to prove a point. They're going to jump in another relationship, not because they care about that person, only because they trying to prove to the relationship that they just got out of, look what you missing. And end up screwing up that relationship too. All right? All right, y'all. I'm up out of here. Steve, man, thank you for that $10, brother. I appreciate you. Okay? Man, anybody got any questions before I go? Because I'll be happy to try to answer them. If you got a question for me, I'll show, I'll do my best. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but I done lived 71 years young. And I done seen some things. I done did some things. And I'm just trying to share with you from experience of some stuff I done seen or some stuff that I've done. That's all I'm trying to do. Okay? And if it don't apply to you, it don't apply to you. It's just that simple. You ain't got to get bent out of shape. It just don't apply to you. Okay? I was talking to, I'm still going to talk to the women. Because I just noticed, man, ain't nobody really talking to the women. They're talking about them. But they ain't talking to them. Nobody, unless, I mean, I don't know everybody, but I haven't seen no man out here trying to talk to the women. And who got the most money? The women. The women are the biggest spenders. They are. Women gonna spend money before a man any day. And that's the truth. And Everett, if you up in here, boy, as good as you look, man, you need to be talking to them women. Leave them knuckleheads alone, man. You need to be talking to them women, man, because they'll listen to you, boy, because you good, you pleasant on the eyes. They'll listen to you. They'll straight up listen to you, brother. because you pleasant on the eyes. That's who you need to be talking to. Leave them knuckleheads alone. And that's the truth. Y'all, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Let me show y'all a picture of Everett, so you can see who I'm talking about. Okay, and tell me this brother right here could wear some women out. I mean, serious. Right here. This is Everett. Right here. That's Everett. Pleasant on the eyes for women. I mean, let me get another. Let me go to his page and show you. Let me show you this brother. Let me show you this brother. He should be talking to the women. Straight up. Let me get something without his glasses. Here's one. Here's one right here. Okay, and he's talking to the guys. This is the dude that need to be talking to the women. He need to be talking to them because they're listening to him. They listen to him because he's pleasant on their eyes. They listen to him. See, they listen to him. Okay, they listen to him. They listen to him. Guarantee you, they listen to him. And he probably got women throwing their panties at him. some of them women probably throwing their panties at him right now by seeing him, because he's pleasant on the eyes. And see, again, man, this why I'm telling y'all, know your strengths. Damn, I need to do a live on that. Know your strengths. That's what I need to do a live on. Let me write that down so I won't forget it. I'm gonna do a live on that. I'm gonna do a live on that. And see that's another thing that I'm beginning to learn. I get a lot of ideas and don't write them down, thinking I'm gonna remember them. And then, bam, just like that, it's gone. See, but I'm gonna do a live on Know Your Strengths. Okay? Man, I hope somebody got something out of this. All right? Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And y'all have a good night. See you later.